If you're watching this, there's a decent chance you're angry. Angry at government, angry at corporate life, angry at the media, and you might be right to be angry. But here's the trap nobody tells you about. The more you think you're fighting the system, the deeper you may be playing inside its narrative. Because the system doesn't need your loyalty. It doesn't even need your agreement. It only needs one thing: your attention. And once it owns that, it owns more of your life than you want to admit. Let me say it in a way you can't unhear. If it controls what you focus on, it controls what you feel. If it controls what you feel, it controls what you do. And if it controls what you do, it controls who you become. So today we're going to talk about three major systems: government, corporate life, and media, how they hook you and how you exit their narrative without becoming naive, passive, or disconnected. We're going to do it like adults, not with fantasies, with leverage. The hidden weapon, the narrative frame. Most people think the system controls you through laws, policies, bosses, rules, and headlines. That's surface level. The deeper control is something more subtle: the frame. The story you're living inside. A system wins when it decides what counts as success, what counts as failure, who is good, who is evil, what you should fear, what you should chase, and what you should be ashamed of. You can be rebellious and still be completely owned because you're still reacting to the system's script. You're still trapped in its ring. And if you're in the ring, you're fighting by rules you didn't write. Let's look at the government, the spectacle that replaces your agency. Let's talk government. Government systems don't just run on ideas, they run on incentives, procedure, risk avoidance, power retention, public perception, and crisis management. And here's the narrative trick. They train you to live in a permanent emotional emergency. Every week, a new crisis. Every day, a new villain. Every hour, a new outrage. And you start confusing two things: being emotionally engaged and being effective. Most people are deeply informed and completely powerless because their energy is being spent where it can't produce results. They know national headlines, but don't understand local processes. They can recite talking points, but can't name a single action that changes their own life this month. Here's how you know you're trapped. You're furious every day, but your life isn't improving. You argue more than you build. You feel awake, but you're not moving forward. You live in commentary, not construction. That's not freedom. That's captivity with a microphone. Exiting the government narrative doesn't mean you ignore civics. It means you stop donating your soul to the spectacle. It means you shift from political emotion to process literacy. You learn what actually touches your life. Local decisions, agencies, forms, appeals, rules that affect your business, your family, your taxes, your rights. Because here's the brutal truth. The system fears citizens who understand processes more than citizens who shout opinions. Opinions are noise. Process literacy is leverage. Let's look into corporate life, the quiet cage. You learn to decorate now, corporate life. Corporate systems are not primarily about human flourishing. They are about outputs, risk control, and maintaining hierarchy stability. They reward looking safe, being agreeable, being visible, and staying inside the lines. And the narrative it sells you is deadly. Your worth is your title. So you start living for performance reviews, approval, promotions, and status. And you call it security. But it's not security, it's a dependency. Because the moment your identity is fused to the company, you become governable through fear. Fear of losing income, fear of losing approval, fear of looking like you failed. And then comes the most common corporate prison: performative urgency, busy, meetings, fire drills, metrics, Slack messages, deadlines. And you wake up one day realizing you didn't build a life, you built a schedule. Here's how you know you're trapped. Sunday night dread. You can't explain your value in one sentence. Your time is fully leased out. Your body is exhausted and your spirit is numb. You keep telling yourself, someday, when the pace slows down. That someday is a mirage. Exiting the corporate narrative doesn't mean quitting tomorrow. It means detaching your identity from the machine. It means building optionality. You stop worshiping status and start building leverage. A portable skill, a portfolio of outcomes, a network outside your employer, savings that buys you choices. Because the person with options cannot be easily controlled. And here's a Stoic line that hits like a hammer. If you need their approval to feel whole, you are not free. Stoicism isn't passive. Stoicism is sovereignty. Let's look at the media, the emotion farm. Now the media system, traditional, social, all of it. It has one core incentive: keep you watching, not keep you informed, keep you engaged. And what drives engagement? Not peace, not nuance, not truth, emotion, especially outrage, fear, and tribal identity. Media isn't just information, it's a nervous system technology. It trains your brain to expect constant threat. It teaches you to perform identity instead of living values. And it convinces you that if you stop consuming, you'll fall behind. But the real cost is this: you lose your attention span, your calm, and your independent judgment. And when your judgment is gone, you become easy to steer. Here's how you know you're trapped. You consume daily, but create nothing. You feel in the know, but you're constantly anxious. Your mood swings with headlines. You can't sit in silence without reaching for stimulation. That's not being informed. That's being farmed. Exiting the media narrative means you stop letting algorithms decide what you think about. You make information a tool again, not a master. You put news on a schedule, not an IV drip. You choose slow media, books, long form, primary sources, real conversations, and you adopt one rule. If I consume something, I convert it into a decision or an action. If I can't, it was entertainment pretending to be urgency. The three primal magnets: desire, fear, curiosity. Now let's go deeper, because systems don't just trap you with rules, they trap you with magnets. Desire, fear, curiosity. Desire, chase this and you'll be enough. Fear, if you don't comply, you'll lose everything. Curiosity, just keep watching. Just one more clip. Just one more article. The system doesn't need to convince you. It only needs to keep you pulled. So the exit requires something rare: the ability to choose your focus on purpose. That is modern freedom. The exit framework: 3 moves. Here's how you step out of the narrative without becoming blind, bitter, or passive. Your first move: replace reaction with a private scoreboard. Stop living by their metrics. Pick 5 numbers that measure freedom. Your health marker: weight, steps, strength, sleep. Your cash buffer: your skill depth, your time autonomy, your relationship quality. A system loses power over you when you stop asking, "What do they think?" and start asking, "Is my life becoming stronger?" Let's look into move 2. Build an attention firewall. Your attention is a border. Defend it. No algorithmic feeds in the morning, specific news windows, no doom scrolling before bed. Curate inputs like your sanity depends on it. Because it does. Move 3. Construct instead of protest. This is where people get uncomfortable, because building is harder than complaining. But building makes you dangerous in the best way. You schedule build blocks every week. A skill block, a body block, a creation block, a relationship block. You become less discussable and more undeniable. The 7-day exit challenge. Do this for 7 days. Cut algorithmic feeds. No scrolling as a lifestyle. 2 information windows per day. Short, intentional. 1 build block daily. 45 minutes on a skill or project. 1 body investment daily. Move, sweat, strengthen. 1 relationship deposit: call, meet, repair, encourage. Write your private scoreboard, track it nightly. End of week, ask, am I calmer, stronger, clearer, more capable? That week won't fix the world, but it will start fixing the only thing the system truly tries to own: your inner state. And Stoicism says it plainly: they can influence your environment, but only you can surrender your judgment. That surrender is the real captivity. Now listen carefully. If you're addicted to outrage, you won't do this. If you secretly enjoy the drama, you won't do this. If you need the system as your enemy to feel alive, you won't do this. And that's exactly why the system keeps winning. Because it doesn't fear your opinions, it fears your independence. If you're ready to exit the narrative, start the 7-day challenge today. And if you want the next step, the next videos are going to be like these. How to build leverage without becoming cynical. How to stay awake without becoming poisoned. How to be calm in a world designed to make you reactive. And more. We're going to keep this conversation going in future videos because you're not alone in this and you don't have to figure it out in the dark. Come back, stay with me, and you will stay supported, loved, and hopeful. Thanks for being here with the Stoic Quotient, where ancient strength meets modern life.